So we know that you've been to China many years ago. Have you been to Chengdu before? And how do you feel about Chengdu?
I've been to Chengdu on numerous occasions. I came first to Chengdu in 2002, 2003. So I've seen Chengdu through a lot of changes. To this day, it's one of my favorite cities in all of China because of the people, the warmth, the hospitality, and the style of Chengdu, the food, and of course the pandas and the sights.
We know that you've been to many awarding ceremonies before, and for the first Golden Panda Awards, how do you feel about it?
When the organizers first contacted me, I was skeptical, but when they explained their goals and their dreams, I thought it was different from the other film festivals that I've attended, not just in China, but in America and in Europe. You know, because most film festivals focus just on the quality of the films for that year. I think that if I understand the goals of the Golden Panda and the international film industry, that's something very special. I wish them every success. That's why I'm here to support them.
And we know that you've lived in Asia for over 40 years. So
Yes.
you've witnessed the tremendous development and changes in China. So what do you think is the biggest change in Chinese film industry?
I think that the biggest, I've seen an awful lot, you know, in my time in Asia, but in my time in China since 1999, 2000, to see the speed with which the Chinese film industry was able to reorganize itself, modernize, and aspirationally move to a position where they could compete on a global basis, both in terms of the quality of the stories, the ambition of the stories, and the quality of the production. Both in terms of, not the acting was always good, but in terms of the production values and the special effects and all of the, how shall I put it, the technology that's been changing the world of film in the last 20 years. And I'm pleased to see, especially in the last 3 years, how quickly China has moved actually ahead in some areas.
What do you think are the characteristics of a good movie?
You know, that's something that's debated by politicians, by bankers, by financiers, producers, directors, actors, and most importantly, the critics and the audience. Having been in the business a long time, I think the most important thing is making a movie that people want to see. And when they see that film, they're so excited, they tell their friends, please go and see that film. That means you've engaged the public. Whatever story you're telling, whether it's a story of patriotism, a simple love story, the story of a family and its losses, or a crazy comedy, the most important thing is you owe it to the audience to make the best film you can. And frankly, I think with the cost of making film today, equally important, and something I tell young producers and young directors, you owe it to the people that invest the money to give the audience great value. Make a movie that they're going to want to see more than once. The kind of film that they will tell their friends, oh, you've got to go see that. Don't wait for it to be on your cell phone. It's so good you want to see it in the cinema. When you make that kind of film, you know that it's in people's hearts. And if you can move people by putting something in their heart, it stays with them. And after all, in today's world, when people are busy, getting them to give you 2 hours of their time to see your movie kind of implies a contract. You give me 2 hours, I will give you entertainment. I'll feed your heart, I'll feed your soul, and I'll feed your mind.